Welcome everyone to another cast. Here we are in week 5, live casting a game in our Ionian division between Hanging with Friends and Team Harmony. I'm Willis, King of Games, your play-by-play caster, with my co-host, Sarthal. Please introduce
Hello.
yourself.
Hi, I'm the play-by-play caster, Sarthal, and we're just about to begin the ban phase. So right off the bat, the Hanging with Friends bans Yasuo. Rumble. Oh,
Rumble being banned by Harmony.
Kane is...
So we see from both sides, for the first 3 bans, Hanging with Friends picked Yasuo, Kane, and Set to Nyx. And Harmony responds with Rumble, Yuumi, and Gnar. On Hanging with Friends side, the Yasuo ban is a strong ban against Harmony's mid laner, while Yuumi, Rumble, and Gnar are very strong against Hanging with Friends top laner. So far, what do you think, Sarthal?
It looks like so far they looked at they scouted out the enemies, looking at their main champions, what they play the most, banning out all of those champions that they may be very strong on. confirming that they don't have like a champion that they're extremely comfortable with and that may potentially absolutely take over in lane.
And so far, we see a Senna being first pick for Hanging with Friends, countered by a Caitlyn and Lux. Do you see a respond with the Morgana? Now, do you think that's going to be a support Morgana or a jungle Morgana?
I believe into Caitlyn Lux. This may be a support Morgana defending against the Lux binding, because Caitlyn Lux, obviously, if they hit a binding, that will be a lot of damage into whoever is caught out. So the Morgana Black Shield would be very effective against the root.
And we do see a Volibear coming out. Now we could be seeing a Volibear jungle or a Volibear top, but I'm fairly confident that it is a Volibear in the top lane. We do see Hecarim coming back, and we return to our next ban phase. Harmony getting the first ban. We'll see what comes up and what kind of a target they want to make. Getting an Ornn ban.
A very strong ban to take out of the game, as that champion alone is very strong, and he's able to just completely put games ahead if need be.
Exactly. The value provided with the Ornn items can allow a top laner to just outvalue his opponent and provide more in these team fights. And we see a Lucian ban coming through, Hanging with Friends. Looks like they don't want to put up with any chance of there being any Lucian in mid or in top.
Like,
Galio ban being fired back off of Team Harmony. An interesting choice to take out. Looks like they don't want to have to deal with that in the mid lane. And we see... Oh.
interesting.
Or
it
not.
Turns into a no ban?
A no ban? I guess they've run out
okay,
of...
it is a Galio ban, at least. That's what they have tried putting up. We're unsure if that will go into a no ban or
And
not.
we do see Camille coming in for Hanging with Friends, concluding the final ban, taking a look at the 10 ban champions. What do you think, Sarthal?
So I think taking out the Lucian mid, as he is a very strong pick, and the mid lane takes out a potential carry, and then the Camille, the top laner, plays a bit of Camille, and so that would also take out a very strong pick into the later game and early game, actually. Responding with a Shen.
Ooh, now, do you think this is going to be a Shen in the top lane with a Hecarim as the jungle, or a Hecarim as the top lane with a Shen in the jungle?
I believe this is a Hecarim in the jungle and a Shen in the top lane. So it looks like this matchup, if the Volibear is top lane and it's not the jungle, so it would be... I'm actually not too sure about that matchup.
Oh.
Volibear versus Shen.
Instead, we see a Malphite coming through. Tuba, the top laner for Hanging with Friends, is a very strong Malphite player, and we did see an Orianna picked, as well as a Ryze pick off of Harmony. So our final lineups for Hanging with Friends being Senna, Morgana, Volibear, Orianna, and Malphite. And Team Harmony being Caitlyn, Lux, Hecarim, Shen, and Ryze.
So looking at these two comps, the Harmony team looks like they have a very nicely scaling team with a lot of damage between Lux, Caitlyn, and Ryze, and a nice amount of tankiness coming from Shen and Hecarim if Hecarim builds to be more tanky. While on the Hangin with Friends, they have a lovely pick and team fighty comp with the Morgana, Malphite, Orianna, Volibear, and Senna all being able to just put this together. The Orianna Malphite looks really good with the ult combination. If they're able to pull it off, that would be a ton of damage for the team fights. And then on top of Morgana with all her ult bindings. So we're looking at two very strong comps. So I'm very interested to see how this will play out.
Exactly. I
Hey,
think
never pick a fight you can't
I
win.
really do like the engage that Hanging with Friends has, the potential with a Malphite knock up at the very start of a fight, allowing Oriana to get in her damage. However, in counter, the Shen and the Rise ult, allowing for a lot more manipulation across the map, could let Harmony take some early advantages.
I agree with that, especially even with like Hecarim, as he is very fast and very good at ganking when the enemy team missteps or pushes up a bit too fast with his plentiful amount of damage. And so yes, I see Harmony getting a very nice early lead in this game as well.
Now, if looking at both teams, do you favor any of these team comps over the other? Do you feel like either can get a strong edge in the early game versus in the late game?
I definitely feel like Harmony can get a very nice lead in the early game, especially when heading around six with all that map pressure between Shen and Rise. They can catch out the enemies pretty easily. But I also think that the Hangin with Friends is also very capable of just playing well and keeping against that early lead that Harmony may be looking for.
Exactly. And we do see that it was indeed going to be a Shen in the top lane with the Hecarim jungle. With the Rise in the mid lane, Caitlyn and Lux in the bot lane. Nothing too shocking there. And for Hanging with Friends, Malphite being in the top lane, Volibear in the jungle, Oriana mid, and the Senna and the Morgana in the bot lane. Now, we do see that on the Hanging with Friends side, Gelati, the mid laner, managing to get Oriana, one of his most played champions currently, as well as Tuba getting a comfortable pick on to the Malphite. On
This
the
may also
reverse. Oh, please go ahead.
I feel like that with all those comfort picks that they got, they may have be a bit more mechanically ahead depending on how these games go. So that may put them also in a bit of a lead. But that's only speculation.
There's nothing else really to do. We can speculate as much as we want with these team comps, but it's in the end going to come down to how the players can get things going. If
Uh,
Harmony can use their champion's ability to cross across the map and apply pressure in the early game to dominate their lanes, we could see Hanging with Friends in a very bad place early on. Now, item comp wise, Sarthal, what do you think of item comps? Let's talk down in the bot lane for their AD carries.
for the 80 carries, Caitlyn may be looking for just her normal build, like her early damage. Just looking to build up like her Infinity Edge, build up all that crit so she could do a ton of damage with her headshots. Senna, based on the runes that she may go, depending on if she goes Grasp, what is it called? Glacial Augment. She may be looking for also just like maybe an early Manamune to so starting off tier and getting all the stacks for that damage and the um, extra mana along with like and Morgana may be looking to build more supportive. So she may just go her normal like Zanya. She may build a redemption. She may be interested. Actually, no, I don't think she may be interested in building a Mikael's, but with the Rise and the Shen. But that may not be the best. So she may be looking just to go redemption, Zanya's, and then she may build a bit more AP. So she may go like trying to slow them down a bit. She may go spooky ghosts. And then for the Lux, she, depending on her runes again, she may also be going supportive. So she'll build Ardent, Unholy Grail, Redemption, or she may be looking to do a more aggressive thing, building into Ludens, uh, and she may go Electrocute for just that extra damage. So she may go Ludens. Also, she Zanya's, and whatever she may be looking for. Caitlyn herself may also look to build a Zanya's to try to go against the Malphite Flash ult, the Orianna ult, and just all that damage that may potentially go to her, giving her those few seconds to let them burn all of their abilities. And try to kite away and have her team deal for her.
Okay, and with all that said, we're going to throw it to a quick break, and then we'll get right into the action. Please stay tuned with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hanging with Friends versus Team Harmony. We see our game starting out. Both teams heading off to their early position to catch for any invades, as well as get near their lanes. Looking at this, we look like we have a little bit of a small engagement possibly going to happen down in the river with the Malphite and Orianna, but the Hecarim gets out of there before anything has happened. Taking a look at the champions, it looks like both mid laners took teleport. The same thing with both top laners, further pushing for map supremacy throughout the game.
So
Go ahead.
looking at the starting items, I noticed Malphite started corrupting potions along with Orianna, while Rise went Sapphire Crystal and refillables, and Chen going his Doran Shield and health potions. Between the Malphite feel like with the corrupting potions, the that extra damage may be what he needs to uh, put himself like get that extra bit of damage, and when Shen goes in on him, getting that extra, also the mana and health from it, along with Oriana for when trading, and that's all I really have to talk about for items right now. Other than Lux also started her Relic Shield, giving up that extra mana management that she could get from it, and looking for a more passive in lane fighting style.
We did see both top laners leashing for their jungle, while in the bot lane, Hangin with friends did the initial hide, but now all laners are back to it. We have the Shen facing off against the Malphite. Tuba and Coit hitting their level 2s. So far, no engagements to be seen, but we do see the Shen is pushing strong against the Malphite. In the mid lane, the Oriana is in the exact opposite position. However, it looks like Hecarim's coming in. They're going to go for a gank. Tuba's making his way. He flashes, trying to get to his tower, and he's going to get away safely. Expending a flash just to get away and survive the gank. Very crucially, not giving up the early lane advantage. While we see the Hecarim making his way down mid lane, it looks like they want to take another attempt at Gelati, but he flashes to get away, and now Mayor Huevos is moving up. He goes over the wall. He's going in. They get the Hecarim, and now we see the Rise chasing after, while in the bot lane, the Caitlyn goes down against the pressure from the Senna and the Morgana. It looks like Hangin with Friends is applying so much early game pressure in the mid lane and in the bot lane, taking some early leads. We do. Oh, please.
So right off the bat with the bot lane, that immediately puts the blue side right onto their extra 2k, or is that 1.5? 1.5 gold lead, and bot lane immediately has a lot of pressure along, while mid lane is slightly pushed up. So bot lane already has pressure over the other two, which may allow Hangin with Friends getting more of a more drakes early on.
Oh, we do see Malphite Tuba teleporting back to lane after dying to the Shen. He's refusing to let Shen get a lot of advantage, wasting no time to get back. Hecarim invading the top jungle. Tuba holding off against the Shen, and in the mid lane, the Rise clearing the wave, while Oriana makes her way back to lane after backing, picking up her Dark Seal and her Boots of Speed. We do see now the Hecarim's going in for the dive again, and Tuba does fall with the gank against the Shen and the Hecarim this time, not able to get out. The Shen now with 2 kills, pushing his wave. Looks like he's gonna have that early advantage against the Malphite. And in the mid lane, we do see Oriana and Rise staring off once again. Oriana going in, going for some hardcore poke, while the Rise runs into the river to get away. Bot lane, both sides staring off, both not in the best shape for health, and Dragon is up. Neither side wants to provide an early death to allow pressure for that Dragon to be taken, but the Volibear, clearing out their jungle, could be in position to go after this Dragon if they want to give up some of that bot lane pressure. We do see Hecarim making his way towards the mid lane. Does it look like they might want to go for a gank? And it does. He's charging in, going for Gelati. He stops, but Gelati gets to the tower just in time. And now Hecarim falls to the combination of the tower and Gelati. Not good, providing Volibear freedom to go and take that first Dragon. And in the top lane, the Shen has hit level 6. Shen ult is now active, while his opponent is still only on level 5. seems as if Volibear's making his way down to the bot lane. It looks like he wants to go for this kill, for a gank onto the bot laners. They get and root the Caitlyn and the Lux. Volibear comes in with the Volibear, takes down the Caitlyn, and now we see Hecarim charging in. Looks like he wants to try to claim back onto the bot laners. The black shield, so crucial. We see the root onto the Hecarim. They're really providing some damage, trying to chase him away. And the Volibear comes back briefly to remind him that he's still there before backing away. The Lux has to go back. She's out of mana. The top lane being pushed strong. Tuba holding his back against the tower, keeping the Shen away with everything he's got. We do see Shen's on low health, but so is Tuba. Caitlyn finally returning the lane. Just in time for the Morgana and the Senna to finish clearing away the minion wave that was stacked against them in the tower. We're going to take a brief moment to look at the items. Sarthal, what do you think so far for the early game?
So I noticed that Shen has built his Tiamat, so he may be looking into building that into his Hydra item. And it looks like Malphite is just building straight into armor, so based on that, it looks like he will be building into a more tanky sort of Malphite rather than the counter with the AP Malphite, dealing a lot of damage. And either way, it's a lot of damage, but this Malphite will be more tanky and healthy for the team comp. With Volibear, he just started boots. I see him just building into more of a tanky sort of style. Looking at the items so far, Senna already has her Manamune, and we are 8 minutes in. So with that, she will be much stronger in lane with that item, and being able to stack it a bit more easier while she pushes through lane. Having a 1k item gold over Caitlyn now.
We do see the Hecarim has started the Rift Herald, but the Volibear's calling on. The Volibear's gonna chase the Hecarim away, deal with that control, and try to get the Rift Herald out of the pit. Try to take this Rift Herald, or he's just gonna back away. Let the Rift Herald go back and reset, so the Hecarim can ride around the pit before backing off. In the bot lane, Bixby and Rixie are pushed against this tower. They're going to claim a plate. They're going to keep pushing. They're going to go for this second plate. The root onto the Caitlyn, but they're not in a position to go for the dive. They back away, having claimed a plate and put a little damage onto the second one, furthering their gold lead against their opponents. In the mid lane, we see Orianna, level 9 versus the 8 Rise. She's pushed, and she's done a little bit of damage against their tower. Hecarim in the top lane, looking to make something happen with the Shen, but a ward has spotted him. Tuba is aware, playing cautious. Do you see Volibear once more making his way to top right jungle, working his way through those camps, while Rixie and Bigsby are pushing up. The Hecarim making his way. It looks like they want to go for another gank on Gelati, knocks him up, but Gelati returns with the orbs. We see Tuba coming down. The Malphite ult knocking up and finishing off the Hecarim. He's going in after this Rise. The Rise ult gets him out safely, but he has to back away fast and get back before he becomes a victim. Having done his job, Tuba's going to make his way back up the river, back to his lane. That's another kill onto the Hecarim, while the Volibear is still freely farming his way through the jungle, having stolen the blue buff. The Hecarim just now passing by. We see the Volibear die. The Volibear ult disables the tower, and the Caitlyn's down with the combination of the Senna and the Volibear before anything can even happen. Lux forced to back away. The Hecarim coming in slightly too late for that fight. We see the dragons back up. It is going down to the combination of the bot laners and Mare of Huevos. There's not really look like they're going to contest it. The Hecarim is coming in. He's slightly too late, so he's going to stay back and instead just hold off.
So looking at how this has gone so far, the Ocean Drake is coming up. Hangin with Friends has definitely secured the early lead in this game, which is very good for them, allowing them to scale up and deal so much damage. But I can see Red Side getting themselves back into the game if the Hangin with Friends were to slip up, make a mistake. This would allow Caitlyn Lux, you know, those all these champions to begin to just scale up and scale out of their way into the Team Harmony's, or my bad, Hanging with Friends comp.
We do see the Orianna claim the life of Rise in the mid lane while that was going on. Now free to continue to push his wave against the unprotected tower. It looks like they're going to close in on the Hecarim. Volibear coming in from behind them. The Orianna orbs are coming in. The Volibear's chasing after this. The Hecarim is running for his life. He's trying to get away. We see orbs, and the Senna ult comes in for the kill. It now looks like they might want to try to take this Rift Herald. Volibear coming over, deciding against it instead. The Shen clearing out the river ward while the Malphite finishes off the wave that crashed against the tower. The Shen really hasn't had a chance to manipulate map pressure elsewhere so far, but he is strongly in a lead CS-wise against Malphite. 107 for the Shen versus 76. It's a strong lead, and with 2 kills as well. Already got his Tiamat, his boots, and the Joram's fists. We do see the Hecarim come down. They're going after the bot lane. They're chasing after this, but the Black Shield is so crucial in preventing a lot of these ganks and dives. The Shen using his ult to get down there, trying to exert pressure, and now instead the Malphite is crashing into his tower with no even trade. He's forced to teleport back before the Malphite can even claim any more damage. Some strong early fights. And what do you think, Sarthal? What do you think Harmony can do to try to drag themselves back ahead?
Harmony can try, well, considering all towers are still up, maybe when some go down, Harmony can try using the advantage of Fog of War to try to, you know, catch out people and fight them more. Having already lost pressure in almost their own jungle, actually. So there's not, at this current point, there's not too much I feel that they can do to try to come back other than to simply try their best to just farm their way out and at least get a few items so they could do a bit more damage.
We do see the even trade between the Morgana, or between the Caitlyn and the Senna in the bot lane. While up top, in the top jungle, the Rise died to the Volibear and the Orianna. It does look like this Volibear is going to get this Rift Herald. I wonder, in the mid lane, it does look like that mid lane tower is just very close to coming down. The Orianna and the Morgana doing some damage before falling off with no minion wave to protect them.
So I noticed that that 1-for-1 trade that happened between Caitlyn and Senna is very good for the Team Harmony side, as that will Caitlyn got Senna's shutdown, immediately allowing her to build straight into her Infinity Edge, which will be a nice hefty amount of damage for Caitlyn to at least start doing a bit more damage and giving their team a bit more gold to just try to make their way back into this game.
Exactly. That's exactly what we want to see from the side of Team Harmony. We need these one-on-ones. We need these two-on-twos. We need every advantage that they can get, every bit of gold to buy their items. But it looks like the Caitlyn's going to be caught out by the Morgana root, and she goes down to the Morgana Senna. That is not what we wanted to see. The Lux, meanwhile, was not there to protect her carry. And we see the dragons coming up in 3 seconds. The Volibear and the Hecarim are dueling it out in the river. The Hecarim forced to run away. The Volibear is chasing this into the river. Oriana's coming in. It looks like they're going to get this kill. The Hecarim ults to try to get away, and he gets out of there by the skin of his lucky underpants. He's going to get to recall. And the Volibear going to heal back up, taking down some jungle, while the Morgana and the Senna try to get their lane pressure back up. With this dragon up, the Hecarim back at base, they could start this. He's gonna start off with the Scuttle Crab. It going down like it's nothing, as the first tower also falls to the Senna and the Morgana. With bot lane pressure secured, the Volibear is free to start this. The Hecarim and the Lux are racing down to try to do something, but there's not much that they can do in a 2v2 versus the Oriana and the Volibear. The Oriana back at lane now, crashing against this tower as the Morgana comes over to help finish off the dragon. And we get to soul point for Hangin with Friends. This Ocean Soul, how do you think this is going to help them out? I
feel like the Ocean Soul on its own is a fairly strong Drake without any counter against that healing, as especially for the tankier champions such as Malphite and Volibear are able to just continuously sustain off of that Drake as they go into team fights, giving themselves an even more of a lead than they already have. Looking at how this game is going so far, I feel that Hangin with Friends is playing this very well, keeping pressure in their lanes, allowing Volibear to get all of his objectives. So I feel that if they keep this up, they will continue to keep their pressure up.
And we see a fight go down in the river. You see an almost perfect Hecarim charge in there, but the Volibear over the wall gets him out. And now the Senna shot comes in, getting the Hecarim. They're charging after them. They get the Shen. They're chasing down this Rise. He's going to ult to get away, and the Lux has to run back to the tower. We saw all 5 members of Hangin with Friends come up for that fight, while the Caitlyn was just not able to get there in time. It seemed like Hangin with Friends, with their combination of the Malphite ult coming in, and the way Volibear reacted, was able to bring enough members up there in time to shred through the front line of Harmony.
So
we see... Oh, go ahead.
It looks like they are developing vision on the left side of the map from Morgana, looking to just gain control over the Baron.
Yeah, with the Baron up in 10 seconds. And the top lane being pushed all the way, with all their players hanging around in that top jungle. Except for the Malphite. Hanging with Friends, really pushing for pressure up here. Getting the root off onto the Shen, but not much else that they can do. Yes, he's behind a tower, ends with a Lux's backup. Volibear in the jungle, going after those raptors. The Hecarim coming in, he's going to catch him. His hand is in the cookie jar, but the Hecarim can't take that 1v1. And the Caitlyn wasn't in a position to help out there.
So,
see the Hecarim and the Caitlyn making their way up through the jungle. It seems it looks like they want to try to close in on this Senna Morgana, but the Black Shield is so crucial as it lets the Senna take down the Lux almost free of charge, but the Hecarim's going to run down that Senna, and she's not going to get out there with her life. The Morgana coming in to save the Malphite with the Black Shield. They're going to get out of there. Only the loss of Senna holding them back. And we do see a couple items being bought. What do you think, Sarthal?
So Senna has got her 3rd item compared to Caitlyn's IE and her Cloak of Agility, showing that they have a massive difference in items. Actually, Caitlyn just finished her Rapid Fire Cannon. Senna having a one item lead on Caitlyn. It looks like the ADCs. Senna will still be doing a really good amount of damage to the teams, but watching how she's died the previous two times, giving out those one-to-one trades, she keeps that up. That may turn out bad for her.
And it seems so far that Hanging with Friends are able to take these 1v1s. They're stronger individually than their counterparts. And you'd think, and Hanging with Friends is really providing a lot of support for each other as well. They're not hanging out on their own unless they're doing something with a purpose. Most of the team hangs around each other, meaning that Team Harmony can't take these 1v1s anyway, or else they get collapsed on by the rest of Hanging with Friends. It looks like Morgana black shields herself to avoid the Hecarim. The Hecarim has to ult to get away, and an almost close fight that would have seen Harmony lose their jungler before the dragon. But Hanging with Friends is all positioned up. They're stacked up here at this dragon. As it spawns in, they're gonna be able to start it with no contention. They're gonna get this Dragon Soul and take away with the rest of the game. There's not even an attempt to stop this. As Hanging with Friends claim the Dragon Soul, they're gonna make their way up the river. All except for the Orianna, who's gonna start getting this spot lane pushed up. Hanging with Friends claim the life of the Caitlyn in a brief skirmish as the Lux and the Hecarim are gonna fall back. Could they be setting up for an early Baron? Are they gonna try to take this Baron at 23 minutes? The Rise is gonna recall out of there. But can the Malphite? The Malphite so close to running into that bush and seeing him. We do see the Volibear. Looks like he wants to, but with the Senna and the Morgana coming down, can they get this Baron? They're starting this Baron. The Orianna in the bot lane skirmishing with the Shen and the Hecarim. The Malphite coming up to the Baron. Does Harmony even know this is happening? This could be a complete stealth Baron take. With no position shown on the map. Harmony has to know what's going on, right, Sarthal?
It doesn't look like they do based on how they're reacting. No one's attempting to walk through the jungle to get the Baron, which as the two Hecarim and Lux were about to go and path their ways through the jungles, but they just got
We see the Malphite coming up, knocking up the Lux, who dies to the center. The Volibear coming in, gets the Hecarim. They're going after this tower. The Rise is falling back. The Shen channeling down there in the bot lane. They're gonna claim this mid tower. They're gonna 5-man push their way in. They are knocking on the door saying, hello Harmony, we are here and you're gonna fight us or you're gonna lose your inhibitor. We see the Root come in on the Rise. He's safe between his towers, but how much longer? Hanging with Friends is gonna back out, having claimed the mid towers and the inhibitor. They're now free to go and apply some pressure elsewhere on the map. And with the Baron buff, it looks like we see the Malphite and the Morgana heading towards the top lane to start getting that in pressure. They're gonna steal that red buff on their way there too. But we see a collapse almost come in. They're chasing them through the jungle, but they're a little too cautious. So the Morgana and the Malphite are just gonna get out of there. Volibear back in his own jungle, working his way through, while the Senna returns to the mid lane against 3 from Team Harmony. Looking at their item builds, what kind of power difference do we see here?
We see a huge power difference between almost every lane, in every lane actually. Each side on the Hangin with Friends team being very ahead item-wise and being much stronger than the enemy team. Malphite building the Abyssal Mask to help his Orianna deal even more burst damage right into the enemy team. Orianna having her Luden's Echo, a Spellbinder, and a 14 stacked Majaya Soul Stealer, and she's just starting to build right into a Morello Nomicon.
And we see a strong fight coming up here at the top lane. Hangin with Friends is trying to take their Baron buff and push through this tower. And we see all 5 members of Harmony coming up to fight this. The Malphite's TPing into the ward inside the base. They're going in. They're going to get this inhibitor. Harmony's backing away. They're running back, trying to provide some distance. Hangin with Friends with minion waves in the top lane coming in. And we see a super minion in the mid lane coming up. They're going to come down here and they're going to try to take the bot lane now too. They're going to try to provide pressure from all 3 lanes and close the noose around it. They have to come in. The Hecarim charge coming in, but the Black Shield saves it. The Volibear ult, they're going to get the Hecarim. They're going to get this Shen. They're going to go in. They're going to try for this Caitlyn and this Morgana. The Ryze is caught out on his own. The ultimate is not enough. The Caitlyn goes down. The Morgana, the Lux is safe on her platform, but now the inhibitor's gonna fall, and they're gonna go for the end in a 23-4. Hangin with Friends is gonna take the first game and the victory against Team Harmony. An devastating, decisive victory. Well played by Hangin with Friends, seeding the top lane for the first few kills. They came back strong, the Malphite bringing it back while they applied pressure in the bot lane and then the mid lane, securing a decisive victory against Team Harmony.
A very one-sided match that game. They got their early lead. They had all the objectives. I feel like Hangin with Friends just played that so well that once they got that lead, Team Harmony was just not able to get their way back.
And now, so I thought if you had to choose someone on the team Hangin with Friends for that game to have been the playmaker, the MVP, who would you have chosen?
I was thinking about that earlier, actually. I believe each player of this team played so well that, honestly, I'd just give them all MVPs, but obviously you can't do that. So I believe that the Malphite would get the MVP out of this, as he was able to keep himself in the game, even while being behind even just a little bit at the start, providing that extra just knock-up engage for the Orianna to get her extra bit of kills. But honestly, each one of these players just played so well.
I have to agree with you. Everyone on Hangin with Friends doing their job, playing their roles. I'm gonna have to give my MVP to Mayor of Huevos, making his way across the map, putting up so much potential and getting those objectives without contention. Deserves some recognition. And now we're gonna move on to our second game. We're gonna move over to the draft of game number 2. Harmony taking the blue side now, looking to avenge, looking to claim back a victory against Hangin with Friends. It's Hangin with Friends on the red side, looking to once again show their stuff and get that victory.
I'm interested to see how the bans will go out this game compared to the last, as just seeing how Hangin with Friends, how well they played that out. I would like to see how Harmony changes up their bans, changes up their comp. I feel that Hangin with Friends, if Harmony were to go with the same bans, Hangin with Friends may be interested in going the same exact comp and just try to run that again and completely take over. If Harmony does not play to counteract that same comp.
Now, speaking of that, do you think that Harmony is going to try to ban out one of those champions that we saw in Hangin with Friends? Perhaps the Volibear, perhaps the Orianna, the Senna, or the Morgana? Or maybe even the Malphite?
I believe they may be interested in banning out the Morgana, as that canceled out so many ganks from the Hecarim, and it was such that Black Shield was such an essential thing in those fights that they may be interested in banning her out if they're going to run a similar comp. They may also look to just ban out the same comfort picks and just try to make better picks into the against Hanging with Friends comp, just trying to see if they could counteract it rather than play directly against it. And so I believe, honestly, it just depends on how everyone responds.
Exactly. We'll have to see. Harmony most certainly has to do something as we start into our ban phase. Looks like they want to take that Rumble once again, and they do indeed take that Rumble. Hanging with Friends, no doubt about it, firing onto the Yasuo without a thought. We see once again the Yuumi getting banned. Harmony taking a similar route and approach for their starting picks. Hanging with Friends is okay with this. They're going to get the set once again. And we do see an Orin ban for Harmony's third. And returning back to Hanging with Friends, they might, and they do go with this Kayn. So far, what do you think, Sarthal?
So it does look like they went with what I had secondarily suggested, which is just banning out the same comfort picks, which I also believe is still a valid thing to do, as those are their very strong champions. And
for a first pick, Harmony going with an Ezreal. It's a lot of poke potential with that Ezreal there. They could try and get into a better position and hopefully avoid getting caught out like last time with the Caitlyn. We see a similar Morgana pick once again for Hanging with Friends. And with the Yuumi being banned, Hanging with Friends support Bixby going with the Morgana is not too surprising. Hanging with Friends going to claim a Senna again. Now Sarthal. Looks like we're seeing a similar show for Hanging with Friends.
So, as said, the Hanging with Friends went with a similar comp, going the Morgana Senna bot lane. But I do notice Harmony is looking to go right against that with the Karma pick, as Karma is known to be a very strong pick against Morgana, being able to take out that Black Shield with just her ult Q. And it looks like they will be playing for better positions, looking to not get caught out by Senna and Morgana. Ezreal, if he is hit by the Senna root, he'll be able to try his best to TP into a better position to not get caught out by the Morgana and just end up getting killed again.
And we do see an Echo coming in for Harmony. Let's see how Hanging with Friends respond. Are they going to follow their same routine as they did last game? Are we going to see something different coming in from their side? Looks like they're coming over, and they do take the Shen away from Harmony. Now, who do you think that is going to be for? Do you think that's going to be a Shen top lane? Or do you think that's going to be a Shen in the jungle?
I believe this will be another Shen in the top lane. Or it could be in the jungle. Honestly, it could be either with this comp. They may be trying to throw off the Harmony side with thinking that they went the Shen top. It looks like there is another no ban.
And we do see a no ban for the side of Hanging with Friends. Is this a sign of confidence? Or was it just a simple mistake? Harmony shooting back with the Orianna ban. They don't want to see an Orianna dominated mid lane again. Gelati was absolutely monumentally devastating with Orianna in the last game. Hangin with Friends coming in with the same Camille ban. It looks like they know exactly what to target. They are not changing their minds this time, as Harmony has. With Oriana and Volibear being added to their ban list, they've learned their lesson. They're not having it with those champions. It's now back to Hangin with Friends to decide what they're playing. So far with this team comp, Sarthal, what do you think their options? What do you think they're looking for?
I believe that, well, Harmony was banning out Oriana Volibear, thinking that Shen would be the top lane, and trying to take away those very strong picks that they had played so well those previous games. I believe that Hangin with Friends may have picked a Karthus jungle, actually, or a mid. I'm actually not 100% sure. That could be another flex role. Harmony looking.
See Karthus, and it looks like they're looking at Hecarim. He does take the Hecarim, but this is something big. Is this Karthus in the hands of Gelati? One of his favorite tried and tested champions. Or are we going to see Karthus in the jungle? They're really throwing up a lot of mysteries with both the Shen and the Karthus. Looks like they're looking over the Aatrox, and they take it. What do you think about Harmony's completed roster, Sarthal?
I believe Harmony's completed roster is a stronger team comp, looking to take out those squishies pretty easily. Aatrox being also with Aatrox being able to fight and sustain his way through those fights as if he were to win lane easily.
And we see Evelynn being the final Hangin with Friends pick. Taking a look over their roster, Sarthal, what are your thoughts?
I believe Hangin with Friends is now definitely looking for more of a pick comp, trying to just secure those kills with between the Karthus and the Evelynn, and having just a bit more of that map pressure with the Shen protecting the bot lane and Karthus. Morgana Senna running for the same picks, trying to catch him out and take out whoever ends up getting caught out. So I believe that the Hangin with Friends is definitely looking at more of a pick comp rather than a team fighting one, while Harmony has a very nice team fighting comp between Echo's large stun and slow, Hecarim's CC, Aatrox's also with all of his crowd control, Karma's massive shield, or her utility in general, and Ezreal looking to just stay back and take out whoever is in front of him.
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls them.
So in the bot lane, the Karma Ezreal and the Morgana Senna. What do you think their strategy is going to be there? Do you think the Ezreal and the Karma are going to be going with a very hard approach, trying to take picks, taking advantage?
I believe that Ezreal and Karma are definitely going to be looking in lane to try to poke out Senna and Morgana. Unfortunately, this may prove to be a bit more difficult just because of Senna's Q allowing her self-sustain and Morgana a bit of extra sustain. So I do believe that Karma and Ezreal are looking to try their best to just poke out and keep their distance away from Senna and Morgana, keeping themselves from getting caught out and killed.
So it does look like Hangin with Friends is going to be bringing Shen to the top lane in the hands of Tuba, and the Karthus to mid lane in the tried-tested hands of Gelati. One of his best champions, the Karthus, versus the Echo. We'll see if he can keep up his skill with the champion and show the reason why it's his favorite.
I do believe that Karthus may struggle in lane just a bit due to Echo's damage and his ability and Karthus is immobile, and so Echo may just be able to jump on him and take him out. and especially between Echo's ult, Karthus's ult may prove to be less effective when being used against Echo. So I do believe that Karthus may be a bit in the downside in this lane. I believe bot lane is purely based on how each team plays. Top lane is definitely looking like a matchup in Aatrox's favor, and the Hecarim Evelyn is Hecarim maybe looking to try to counter gank the Evelyn's ganks.
And let's not just take the champions into favor, you know. We do have to look at the players' skills themselves as well, and with his skill at being able to keep himself in the game at the last game, let's see if Tube is able to bring the advantage back in his favor through skill. And with that being said, both teams being covered, we're going to take a quick break before the match begins. Please don't leave. We'll be back soon for another exciting game.
Hangin!
Welcome back to Game 2 between Hangin with Friends and Team Harmony. Team Harmony looking to avenge their loss in Game 1, and Hangin with Friends seeking to defend their position. Both teams are making their way down to the bot lane, and it looks like we're going to see an engage between both teams. We see a few roots coming out, a few skill shots as both sides back off and redirect, making their way through the jungle. Team Harmony not backing off yet. Tuba stepping forward. He's going to get rooted. He's trying to back up. He's knocked out Aberrant. He's forced to get out of there. And the Evelyn claims the first blood as the Karma gets her. And now Team Harmony is trying to get back out. As the Morgana claims a kill onto the Aatrox. Not exactly the most even of trades. We see 2 kills go to the side of Hangin with Friends. The Hecarim and the Aatrox fell. Able to claim back onto the side of the Evelyn. Both junglers taking a death. But the Evelyn most certainly in a stronger position early on to start. As we see the Hecarim getting the leash in the bot lane. As he claims his red buff. The Morgana and the Senna already back to lane as the Shen has walked his way up to now square off against this Aatrox. Now early on, Sarthal, what do you expect to see and what do you need Team Harmony to show?
So, looking at what I just saw, so much just happened in that single moment. I think it's so unfortunate that the one kill that went to the Team Harmony side went to the Karma. That is just a little unfortunate, but it is so good for Hangin with Friends that the first blood went to the Evelyn, and with just another assist, 1 kill going to the Morgana as well, which is still not as great, but they ended up getting 2 kills right off the bat. What I want to see from, honestly, I just want to see Team Harmony get their way back and show Hangin with Friends that they are not going to let themselves be.
And they're showing it early on, trying to get a gank, but the flash from Gelati gets him through the charge. What skill there on the Karthus. And he's going after this Echo. He's chasing him down. He's showing him, you can't gank me. I'm Karthus. I'm gonna go for you, but the Hecarim comes back. He's trying to get away. The Hecarim's gonna go for it. He gets the kill as the Evelyn comes in, and the combination of the Karthus Ghost with the Evelyn, they're gonna kill him. And now the Echo goes, the double kill to Gelati. Showing even in death, the Karthus gets the kills. And in the top lane, Aatrox is pushed, going after this tower. He's going for some early plates. Tuba doing what he can to defend and prevent any gold going to the Aatrox. We do see already a gold lead of 1,000 gold in the side of Hangin with Friends. Evelyn, oh no, the Evelyn's walked into a danger. The Aatrox and the Hecarim, and with the Echo there is backup, get the kill. Walking blindly into the river is a danger, and I'm sure Mayor of Huevos will learn his lesson for this game. Skill in the hands of Quake and Budwolf to hang there in that bush and wait. And it looks like they're not stopping there. They're going for non-stop ganks. The top lane, the Hecarim charge, pushing Tuba out. The knock into the ult. He's airborne. The Hecarim claiming another kill. Bringing the gold lead back to even. This is exactly what we want to see from the sides of Team Harmony, right, Sarthal?
That's exactly what we want to see. They're using, I love that they're using the Fog of War to their advantage here. with that early kill on the Evelyn. But so many kills have just happened and hasn't even hit 5 minutes
And
yet.
another attempt onto the Karthus, but the teleport in from the Shen! They're going now for the Echo, but they're not able to quite get it. They save Karthus. Hecarim backing off, afraid of the 2v2. But a teleport used in the top lane. While Tuba makes his way up top, Hecarim still hanging close to the mid. The first dragon is up, and it looks like they want to try to set up some early position. Hecarim's making his way, but backs away from the bot lane. He sets off, and now he's heading to start riding around this dragon pit. Decides to start it on his own. He's really trying to turn this around. The early game picks, and now stealing the first dragon objective. He doesn't want a repeat of last game, and he is showing it.
I am loving the difference in how Hecarim is playing, trying his best to get all the ganks he can in, taking advantage of the immobile Karthus, trying to get all the early lead that he can get his team.
Meanwhile, an attempted gank in the bot lane isn't resulting in anything. The Aatrox able to back off and get to the safety of the tower. After the Evelyn had gone through and stolen the blue buff. Now stealing the rest of the jungle there, while the Hecarim is fresh from taking his dragon. Karthus claiming some early plates. He's got his ultimate. And this is going to be very important for these team fights and fights across the map. As long as Gelati can pay attention and his teammates can communicate, that Karthus ult can turn the tide and make the difference and get those retreating enemies before they can get back to base. We do see in the top lane Evelyn hanging around. She really wanted to try to get something to work there, but the Aatrox, having wave priority with his minions, is safe as the Shen not willing to rush through enemy minions just to try for a gank. It looks like we're falling back now into a very safe laning phase. Not much happening across the map. Anything item-wise you see, Sarthal, that catches your eyes?
I noticed that Evelyn has built a Dark Seal, so I believe she's definitely going to be looking for more ganks as soon as she hits 6, which she has already hit 6, actually. So I feel like she will be looking for ganks to try to get her stacks on that Dark Seal and getting into her Majias for even more of her bursts and kills, so she could take out the Ezreal or the Karma when she has gotten her lead.
Speaking of ganks, Echo made his way down from the mid lane to bottom, trying to make something happen. But Rixie and Bixby managed to get out just in time and avoid the 3-man collapse. Evelyn making her way down. Now it's Karma and Ezreal's turn to be wary and back out to get away. And now the Hecarim once again in the mid lane. The flash from Gelati avoids the first charge, but now the ultimate off Hecarim brings it back. Tuba coming down! They're going for the Hecarim! We see the Sentinel, and Mayor of Huevos made his way up. He's gotten the kill back onto the Hecarim. You can't gank. You can't gank the mid lane because he's got his teammates to get his back. That map pressure and that quick response from Hanging with Friends not only saved Karthus, but giving a little bit more gold back to Evelyn. As we see that top lane on Shen picking up hit Bomby Cinder with his boots, and the Aatrox already with a Caulfield's Warhammer, Kindle Gem, and his boots. The Aatrox, so far, managing to show a little bit of a gold lead. thanks to some CS advantage. The Hecarim looking to take this Rift Herald. Furthermore, showing that they want that early map presence. They want those early gold leads. They want to bring this back to a 16,000 versus 16,000 gold lead and get that early map pressure that they need to keep winning this game. And we do see the Hecarim. Is he gonna make another attempt? As in the top lane, the Aatrox is getting out of there. The Evelynn and the Shen were going for a gank. And now the Hecarim's made his way up. It looks like he's going to go for a counter. They're gonna go in for this. The Aatrox is charging in. The Hecarim goes and drags Tuba out. But Tuba gets, and Marahuevos are gonna get the kill onto the Hecarim. We see a flash off Marahuevos. They're chasing down this Aatrox. The flash is not enough. And the double kill goes to Marahuevos, giving top lane priority. As we see a death walk here in the Rift Herald. He's now back up. But that, I'm sure, is not what he wanted to happen. Gelati claiming another plate in the mid lane as the dragon is up, as we see an Ocean Drake. So far, nobody in position to really take this Drake. We do see the Aatrox back to lane, the teleport coming through. That means that if they want to go for a team fight for this Drake, Hanging with friends is free to do so without worrying about this Aatrox. And in fact, Evelynn is starting it, and the Morgana is going to come over to help. The Echo comes in. They know that this is going on. The Echo is going to come in and try to get the steal. He's rooted. Now, the Senna coming in, charging down there. The Echo's forced to get out and go over the wall. And a red team gets the Drake. No chance to steal. While the Karthus went top, chasing the Hecarim. He's through the jungle. Hecarim's trying to make his way out. But Gelati is relentless and gets the killing spree. Showing his skill with the Karthus. Letting everyone know this is why he's good with this champion. And this is why people ban this champion against him.
So looking at how the Drake just went around on the on both sides, I noticed I was thinking about this as they took the Ocean Drake. If the Cloud Drake were to be the next thing that came up, it would be so good for hanging out with friends with the Evelynn ult and the Karthus ult, the Shen ult. All those ults would just be so good with that extra cooldown on top of their own cooldowns. It would prove to be so useful and crazy on these champions.
We do see a 4-man gank down here in the bot lane. The Echo and the Hecarim charging in. They're gonna get the kill onto the Morgana. But now Tuba's made his way down. It looks like they want to try to salvage this. But Senna's going down fast. Senna might not get out of there in time. But Senna escaping, screaming by. Barely getting out of there. While Tuba's forced to fend off against 3 enemy champions. He's got the safety of this tower. His minion wave has gone down. And now Harmony's got a full minion wave here. All he can do here now is try to limit the damage. As Karma and Ezreal decide to get back and back to buy items. A very, very good gank down there in the bot lane for the side of Team Harmony. Trying to keep pressure in their favor down there. In the mid lane, the Echo caught between the Evelynn and the Karthus goes down. He's on a rampage, the Hecarim. Is he gonna get out? But the Karthus slow wall and the Evelynn and the Morgana is enough. The Karthus with the double kill there in the mid lane. He is starting to become a problem for them. Let's take this moment to take a look at their item build, Sarthal.
I know his Karthus is looking to scale even harder than he already is with the Rod of Ages. Looking as even further into the game, he gets even stronger, as he's already proved that he he's already proved that he is going to be a huge problem to the team harmony. In looking to build right into a Morellonomicon, getting his magic penetration. Shen has got his Bambi Cinder, a very strong item on Shen with his taunt and being able to.
And we do see there while you're talking the Karthus ult coming in to claim the life of Ezreal. In the top lane, Hecarim's charging up. The Shen dodging his way out of that one. And chasing after it looks like. Evelyn is up here now. They want to take this fight. They're going for the Hecarim. His ult isn't enough to get him away. They're chasing down him and he goes down without the Hecarim. The Aatrox is vulnerable. Tuba's gonna try, but he's backing off, and now with the Evelyn here, both of them, can they take the Aatrox? The Aatrox is not running away. He's going down and he takes Tuba down. Mayor of Huevos trying to get away and the tower will protect him. Let's continue to take a look at their items, Sarthal.
So, this game there's a lot of one-on-one trades going on. Oh, was that a one-on? Yeah, one-on-one trades going on, giving more gold to the Team Harmony side, giving them that extra bit of gold that they need to get their items. The Aatrox having a Black Cleaver now, which is a great item for him as it cleaves through Shen's armor. Both his Sunfire Cape and Tab Eyes may not prove enough for Aatrox's damage. Now that he has Black Cleaver, being able to both run down and cleave all of that damage off of him. I noticed Echo has built into his Hextech Protobelt item, getting his Magic 10 and his ability to fight, giving him a bit extra damage. And
we saw down in the bot lane, the Hecarim came down to try to take care of that Senna, who was going hard after the Ezreal. But we see the Ezreal go down, and Tuba making his way down, turning the tides against the Hecarim. As the Karma also falls, the Drake is up, and it's indeed a Cloud Drake. Echo's gonna fall too, with so much pressure on the map. All it cost them was a Senna. They're free to take this Cloud Drake. And as you were saying, this Cloud Drake, so crucial. The Aatrox is now bot, chasing after them. But the Black Shield, so protective. He can't really afford to take this fight, because if he loses, there goes their chance to deny this Cloud Drake. As, speaking of that, they're gonna get themselves into a position. Setting up, warding up. Harmony is back up for this, and they know that this is a crucial Drake. Hanging with friends, doing a little bit of poke, trying to get things started. Aatrox chasing after them. Tuba almost getting caught out there in a really bad position. It looks like Hanging with friends are going to try to start this Drake in the hands of Karthus, while the rest of the team squares off elsewhere. Evelyn's now going to charge in. They're going to go after this, while the Senna and Tuba try to take down this Karthus. The Karthus ult is coming in, bringing them down low, and the Senna ult takes down the Aatrox. The Ezreal and the Hecarim are so low. One shot, and they're going to collapse. They have to get out of there. As the Drake goes down, the Senna gets shut down in the hands of the Ezreal, providing a nice 300 gold to try to bring back this 7,000 gold deficit. Team Hanging with Friends, 7,000 gold up. Surely that's got to be an advantage, Sarthal.
That is such a huge advantage. Evelyn being ahead in her items compared to the Hecarim having her Majaya stacks, building it even further up to 20 right now, getting the lead that she wanted when she originally got that Dark Seal. Senna getting her, she seems to be building the same as last time, grabbing the Duskblade of Drakthar and the Man Immune. And Ezreal from the gold he just got, getting his Iceborne Gauntlet. But yeah, it's looking at Team Hanging with Friends. It's looking like the effort to try to Counter Gain can just fight so much. Is
And
not
in the
working out
top
in the hand
lane,
of Harmony.
Aatrox was pushing hard, bringing Gelati down to low health, but now he's the one getting pushed up against as the Morgana and the Evelynn have come up top. The root comes through. The Aatrox can't do anything as he's forced to fall to the hands of Evelynn. 10 kills in the hands of Evelynn. Showing the skill of Mare of Huevos. In the mid lane, we see a big group up in the Karma, Echo, and the Ezreal, Senna, doing what she can to ward them off. While the Evelynn chases after him, catches the Hecarim hiding in the bush. He's forced to back off the stun onto the Senna. The Echo's caught way out at the front and falls before he can get out. The rest of his team can't risk going in to try to save him. He's under tower. They have to back off, and now they're the ones being chased back as the Morgana, the Senna, and the Shen are going hard. The Evelynn stealing Raptors. The Hecarim catching vision before running back to the rest of his group. We see Karthus in the bot lane pushing that minion wave. As we see quite some big bounties on the side of Hangin with Friends. 650 gold bounty on Evelynn and 700 gold bounty on Karthus. They really need to claim these bounties if they want to try to get this gold lead back in their favor. We see a fight over at the blue buff. The Evelynn 1v1ing the Hecarim, forcing the Hecarim to run out of there. Aatrox heading bot lane to deal with this rampaging Karthus. And in the mid lane, the Echo and the Ezreal and the Karma facing off against Shen, Morgana, and the Senna. We see Karthus making his way back to the mid lane. Hanging with Friends, really showing their power, showing the advantage that they can in these team fights, bringing everyone up. They want to take this big team fight. The Hecarim charges in, forcing the Shen to flee. Mare of Huevos might have been caught out there, but they can't take advantage of that. Aatrox briefly knocking up, and we see the flash coming in off Mare of Huevos. They're going after him. The Aatrox is caught out and killed. And now we see the Ezreal and the Echo almost both getting caught out. They get away. The Hecarim has to run back up, sneaking his way back towards the Dragon Pit to get out of there. The Shen is making his way out there. As the Ezreal does get the Morgana, the Shen running into the bush, face checking right into a Hecarim. Trading off some damage before deciding to get out of there. Can the Senna get this kill onto the Hecarim? It looks like the Shen pushing up with the minion wave might want to try to get this with the Senna. The Senna catches him as he finishes clearing out the camps, but he's going to get out of there, and they're not going to take this fight. The Baron, meanwhile, is going down. Nobody's up there. Nobody's stopping this. Hangin with Friends claims this Baron without even a little bit of pushback. Suited up with this Baron buff, they're only going to get stronger as we see more items going down and getting bought. What do you think, Sarthal?
Karthus is looking to deal so much damage with all that magic penetration, and he's going right into a Rabadon set cap. And along with Evelynn as well, having her 25 Medallas, fully stacked Medallas, having all that damage to just eliminate pretty much. It looks like she could just go around and kill anyone she really wants if they were to catch, they were easily caught out.
And it looks like the Hecarim face checking that push is not what they wanted. The root all the way onto the Echo. He's gonna go down to the Mega Hanging with Friends. They want this dragon. They want this dragon soul, and they're gonna take it. They're gonna just go for it. They're not even gonna try to fight off. They're gonna say, come to us. If you want to stop this dragon, you have to fight. And that's exactly what the Hecarim tries to do, but at bad timing as he's gonna get rooted and killed, falling to the Morgana. And now on Dragon Soul with Baron buff, Hanging with Friends is gonna do a 5-man push in the bot lane. They're now gonna start splitting off. They're going to take advantage of what they've built up as the bot lane tower is sure to fall with 3 of their champions facing off against 3 of Team Harmony. They really want to start pushing into this base, get some more pressure, and allow them to maneuver in team fights a lot better. Everyone from Hanging with Friends is hanging down here except for Karthus. All on his lonesome. Gelati is going to split push in the mid lane. We now do see the Evelynn coming up. They know that the Hecarim is there, and it looks like they want to try to go for this dive. They want to get this kill. The Hecarim's going to run and try to get to his jungle to get away, and that's exactly what he will. But the tower falls as there's no one to stand and defend it against the Karthus. The bottom lane is pushing in. They want to take this bottom tower. They want to take that inhibitor. As the Echo charges in, he's taunted. He's gonna get out before he can die. But the rest of Hanging with Friends made their way down. The Echo doing the work that he needs to do to delay and hold off so the rest of his team can get down here and start positioning. It looks like a team fight is inevitable as they're pushing strong against this tower. The Shen leading the way. The Senna doing the damage. This cannon minion is going to unleash as the Baron buff wears off. They're still trying to get this inhibitor, try to get one last piece before they retreat and get out of there. The Hecarim and the Aatrox charged in to try to get the Evelynn, but it's not enough. The Sentinel coming at the Karthus ult is gonna go for it, but it's not enough. As the Karma came in and saved the Hecarim. What a crucial play coming in there to save your jungler. But they're still in this base. The Hecarim charges back in, and Gelati is godlike on his Karthus. The Aatrox shuts down the Evelynn, getting the bounty. But is he gonna get out? He's not! Another kill for Gelati! He's going crazy with Karthus! Mad with power, showing off his skill. They're starting to take towers against the core. Are they gonna go for this? Are they gonna try to take this end? Harmony's gotta defend this. The towers at half out, the shutdown onto the Senna from the Ezreal. But Bigsby getting the kill. The shutdown on Karthus, finally getting the kill. But he's going to, in death, get the kill onto the Echo. What an amazing play from Hanging with Friends and from Harmony defending their core, which is now only defended by a tower, a single tower, with the bot lane wide open. Even with their death timers up, Hanging with Friends is safe in knowing that Harmony has to clear out this bottom minion wave, the middle minion wave, and the top minion wave before they can really start exerting pressure elsewhere on the map. And it does look like players are starting to get close as we see a 10,000 gold lead. Sarthal, what do you make of it?
Well, considering it was a lot more before all this shutdowns went over to the other team, I think the Hanging with Friends is still in a huge lead.
Evelynn killing the Hecarim in the jungle, taking that 1v1. Echo is caught out. That's a horrible position. He's got to get out of there, and he does exactly that.
With that lead, a lot of it's gone to both Evelynn and Karthus, two very strong champions, and they are ahead. Evelynn showing it herself with that Hecarim kill right there. She could just walk around the jungle and do whatever she wants.
We see level-wise, level advantages seem to be favoring Hanging with Friends. We see a 3-level advantage for the Karthus over the Echo. A 3-lead advantage for the Evelynn over the Hecarim. They're going for this. They're going for the Baron again. They're going to start taking this, while Gelati, as the Karthus, is going to go for the Dragon Soul. He's starting this dragon while they claim this Baron. By the time they get this Baron, Gelati's halfway through this dragon. And it seems like he's gonna get this dragon. Uncontested, the Hecarim's running in, but it's not enough. The soul They get the Cloud Soul, so crucial for Hanging with Friends. These ultimate timers for Evelyn and for Karthus. The Evelyn stopping the Hecarim recall and killing him there in the river. Unfortunately getting caught out. Budwolf is gonna have to sit in timeout for another 30 seconds. We see now, Hanging with Friends, the Baron buff, the Cloud Soul. Can they finally end this game? They're gonna push in mid, they're gonna take this mid tower. They're gonna go for this middle inhibitor and really try to end this home. The Ezreal caught out by Mare of Huevos. They're getting the inhibitor. They're doing the damage. They've got minion waves starting to stack. Harmony can't face them, but now they're back to a 4v5. They've got to it. The Karthus coming in just to distract them and keep them back. The core is undefended. They're going for the end. The team fight, the charge in by the Echo. He goes down. The Hecarim charge into the Karthus. He goes down. The Aatrox getting resurrected. But is it gonna be enough? He's killed almost immediately as the core goes down. Hanging with Friends, taking the second game. Once again, another victory. Less decisive, but once again, far in the favor of Hanging with Friends. Sarthal, what an amazing game we just watched there. And Harmony putting up the changes they need to. They made a lot of early map pressure. Where do you think the game started to turn, though?
I feel like once the kill started going to Karthus and kills started going out, they ended up starting to lose their early pressure. There's all those fights. Right in the beginning, they lost those 2 kills. It was honestly, it's very early on where everything just started going south for Harmony. As I do believe that they tried their best to keep themselves from losing that game, but to no avail. I feel like Karthus, he got himself very ahead, and Evelyn, those two together were just so strong. And honestly, just in the end, it's just...
And now, saying that, obviously, our minds are all on the Karthus and the Evelyn. If you had to choose one of them to be the MVP, which one do you think it would have had to been?
That is a very hard choice again, because Karthus got himself objectives. He proved that he can bring himself into the game and make himself as relevant as possible. But Evelyn did it as well. But honestly, I think I would give it to the Karthus. Just being able to take, just making the plays, taking those Drakes on his own, actually. That final essential Drake, and just showing even after death that he will still be a huge potence in his team.
I'll have to agree with you on this one, and this, folks, is why people ban Karthus against Gelati. Congratulations to Team Hangin' with Friends for their double victory, putting up an amazing show of force. And for Team Harmony, you guys played well. You did your best, and you showed that you can do what you do best. You can put those early game pressures. You can do a lot of early advantages. We wish both teams the best of luck in their future games. And for one, I would like to thank everyone for coming and joining the cast to watch both amazing games. Do you have anything else to say, Sarthal?
I loved the attempt at the early game and trying to take from Harmony, trying to prevent Friends hanging together from getting that same major steamroll. I thought the effort was just such a lovely thing and such a good attempt, showing that even though they lose in the end, they're still going to try their hardest to keep themselves from losing again, putting up the best fight they can. But
Well,
other than that, that's all I have to say.
it's been a pleasure casting with you, Sarthal, and I want to,
Yeah,
for the final time, thank all our viewers and ask you all to come join us again next time. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I've been the Willis, King of Games, with my co-caster,
Sarthal, and that will be all for this stream.